So if you watched my once video, you would know that that video is coming to 45 minutes long. And then as I'm editing my next video, which is my full face of Korean beauty video, after the first round of editing, it is roughly reaching 1 hour long. Why do I do this to myself? Why? Why? Someone tell me how to stop rambling. Someone tell me how to stop rambling. I can't. Yeah. So hi people, welcome to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Zee and I run this YouTube page. But if you're not new here, you might know me from Instagram under the handle Melly Beauty. So in today's video, it's going to be about Focallure Beauty. And the reason is I recently bought some stuff from Focallure Beauty, namely blushes, because I don't have a lot of blushes. And I realized that my favorite blushes from ColourPop were drying out. So I wanted to get more blushes for myself. And I decided to go for Focallure blushes because they are dirt cheap. The most expensive being $8, and you'll see that one towards the end of like the amount of blushes that I got. And I also got some freebies from Focallure as well. So let's get into the stuff that I got. So we're gonna start off with their color mix blushes. I have 3 different shades, and when I was like going through the reviews, I bought all of these on Shopee. These are what the packaging look like, the color mix blushes. The reviews said that the blushes were a lot smaller than a lot of what people thought. They thought that it would be like the size of like a regular compact powder, and I can see why they would think that, because on the website the pictures actually look like they would be the size of a regular like compact powder, but they are not, and I'm not actually mad at it. I don't really go through my blushes like to the point of like hitting pan, so I don't mind that they're slightly smaller. I'm opening up the first shade. They come double packaged like a high-end product. The first time I've ever seen like the box and then the cardboard extra package is with my NARS foundation. To think that Focallure is also doing like the double layering of the packaging is actually a really nice touch. So this shade is called Tipsy in B07, and this is what the blush looks like. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of an Essence blush I used to have called The Flowerful. It was a limited edition blush from Essence. This is a little bit more coral orange rather than pink. Let me just swatch it for you. Also, the reviews on Shopee said that these blushes are not as pigmented as you might think, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all. These were around like $2.50 Singapore dollar. No, I think they're okay, given the fact that I did like swirl my finger in there for quite a bit. But I think they are such a nice like consistency and pigmentation. I think this is great for beginners because like look at that. It's so nice and sheer and like buildable. I did go in like really ham, and then I'm blending it on my finger and it does like blend away pretty easily. So I think this is a really great blush for beginners because you guys won't mess up your blush as easily. It has no mirror, it's just literally just a blush. So yeah, that is the shade Tipsy. Next shade I'm going to be taking out is the shade Fetching B05. This shade, I don't know how it's gonna look like. Some of the reviews also said that the blusher turned out more pink than they anticipated. So I'm not really mad at that. I don't mind a pinky blush. As long as it's not like Barbie hot pink kind of color, I'm totally fine with a pinky blush. So this is in shade B05 Fetching. So this is the color. And then this is like the sticker. The sticker looks a lot more coral, like a true coral color, but then the blush itself is a lot more pink in real life, a mid-tone rosy pink. So let me swatch this for you. Yep, that's the true color. Like you can see compared to the sticker is coral, but this is more like mid-tone pink. But I really like the color, and this is way stronger than the previous color, which is Tipsy number 7. Let me just try blending it out. It doesn't blend away as easily as Tipsy did, so if you're someone with a darker skin tone than me, Fetching would be better for you. So yeah, so that's Tipsy, which is like a coral, and then Fetching is definitely a mid-tone pink, not a coral like the sticker suggests. And Fetching is also a lot more pigmented and doesn't blend away as easy as Tipsy. So that's the second color. Last color is the shade DO2 Smashing. So let's open this up. So this is DO2 Smashing. I wonder how the color's gonna look like. This is, I don't think you can see that well because of the camera. It looks a lot like Fetching, to be honest. Like, oh okay, side by side now you can see the difference. So right here on my left, this is my left, this is Fetching, is a lot more like pink, whereas Smashing is a lot more coral. But in real life, you can't really tell. In real life, they look almost the same. And I agree with the reviews on Shopee. They turn out more pink than you expect them to be, because when I bought these colors, I thought they would be more like pinky coral shades, nude shades, because that is something that I typically go for when it comes to blushes. But yeah, so Tipsy, Fetching, and then I'm gonna be put Smashing on top. Yeah, Smashing definitely compared to Fetching has a stronger coral undertone. It's still pink, but it has more of a coral undertone. And the pigmentation is a lot like Tipsy in a sense where it's not as pigmented and it blends away just as easy as Tipsy. So these blushes from Focallure are definitely blushes that, as a beginner, if you're a beginner to blushes and makeup, definitely you will appreciate a lot more, because if you mess up, you can definitely blend them away really easily. So those are the color mix blushes from Focallure. Next up, this is the one that I'm really excited about. If you see it, you will know what it's trying to do. So this is the Focallure Sunkissed Monochromatic Blush Duo. So this is the $8 blush, and I'm not surprised that it's $8 because it is a blush duo. And this is what the packaging looks like. Does it remind you of any particular brand? Just saying. So this is in the shade Rose Flamingo, shade number 3. Here is the shade number right here. And this is what Rose Flamingo looks like. Does it remind you? Oh, you can see my biscuit and my coffee. Does it remind you of any particular blush? Does it? Does it? Does it? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. This is definitely duping the CoverFX duo blushes. So it has a matte side and like a blush topper side, and this is the blush that I'm going to be using in this particular video because I've been staring at this for months. Like, I wanted the CoverFX one obviously because I've heard it's a really good formula, and one of my favorite beauty gurus, her name is Hannah and she runs the channel called Smoky Glow. Yeah, she really likes that blush as well, though she doesn't really like the shimmery side. But yeah, I can't afford the CoverFX blushes, I'm sorry, so I decided to go for the Focallure one because they're $8. So yeah, this is what the color looks like. And let me just get my stippling brush. This is my Mina the Foundation Finish Brush 202. Well, this is clearly a stippling brush, but the brand Mina, this is what the logo looks like. They call this a foundation brush. I found that I prefer this a lot more for blushes because it doesn't disrupt my base as much as using like a normal blush brush. So yeah, just a tip for any of you who have your foundations like patchy or like breaking apart. If you apply blush or bronzer, try using a stippling brush. So yeah, taking my stippling brush, I'm gonna go into the matte color. You know what? Let me swatch it first. So I'm gonna take a clean finger and swatch the matte side first. Ooh, it's so soft. It's so soft. What? Okay, I'm gonna swatch it right here. Yes! Oh my god, this is the color. Yes, this is the color that I really like. It's like that rosy nude color, and it's so much more pigmented than the color mix blushes. You can totally tell the color mix blushes, as I rub it, it blends away, but the monochromatic blush duo doesn't blend away as easy. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Okay, now I'm gonna swatch the shimmery side. Oh, the shimmery side is not as smooth. So the shimmery is gonna go under here. Wait, did I? Oh, I didn't really pick up much product. So this is the shimmery blush side. That was anticlimactic. Oh, it's not as pigmented. The formula is a lot stiffer. Yeah, it's a lot stiffer and you can't really see it. So it's definitely more of a blush topper. And like, I don't know, the glow factor is not really showing up. Yeah, there's not really much of a glow factor. Like, maybe slightly now that I have tried to build it up, but it's not very pigmented, which is a good thing in my opinion. I personally like matte blushes and then topping it off with a highlight. Take a water shot every time I say the word like. So anyway, yeah, it's not very pigmented, the glowy side of the blush duo, and it's also not that pigmented and it's not that glowy. The formula is a lot stiffer on the glowy blush side, but that's not really a con in my opinion. If it was too strong, I think it would be a disaster. So yeah, let me just dip my brush in. I'm going pretty ham, which is what I normally do. And then, oh, there's a lot of fallout in the pen. If you can see, there's like a bit of fallout. It's definitely very, very powdery. I don't think you can see it. Ah, yes, there you can see. It's quite powdery. I'm gonna just, and then go on the back of my hand. This is what I usually do. I would definitely like go really ham into the blush and just like blot it off on my wrist, on my hand, and then go in on my cheek so that the blush on the brush is evenly distributed, but there's not a lot of product, so I can get a really nice blush application. Tip for y'all. And then I don't rub in, I like kind of like a mix of stippling and swiping. Ooh, look at that color. Oh, look at that. It's oh wow. Wow, that's such a, yes, this is the color I was looking for. Yeah. Oh wow, that's so nice. Let me see it in the mirror because a camera does not give, oh okay, it's a lot stronger in real life. I definitely went a little too ham in real life. On camera it looks really nice, but I went a little too ham, so let me just equalize the intensity on both ends. It does apply a little patchy though if you're not careful. Like, I don't think you can tell, but you see that like I have like a strong patch blush right here, and then suddenly it's like sheerer right here, and then it's more pigmented right here. So it does apply a little patchy, but you can still fix it. Like, you can definitely blend it out to fix it. I like blushing my nose. It's such a cute look, and I like to go really high up to under my eyes, my blush. I don't know, it's just a look that I've always liked as of the last couple of years, and yeah, it's very strong. It's a very strong look. I'm gonna be taking my powder brush and then blending this back out, and I'll be right back to top it off with the glowy side. And I'm back, and as you can see, I definitely fixed the situation. It looks a lot more muted on camera, and in real life is like the perfect blush. What I did with my powder brush is that with no extra product, I just took the powder brush and just went ham blending the blush away, and it did not disrupt the base underneath my blush, and like it still managed to like tone down and diffuse the color, which I am really like. That's a huge deal breaker for me if like a blush isn't able to like blend or sheer out with my powder brush if I happen to go in too ham, and this definitely did. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm not taking the same like stippling brush that I used for my blush, and I'm going to be taking the glowy side and just like really going in there because it is a stiffer formula, so I decided to just really go in there. And once again, back of my hand, you know, just blotting off the blush and just topping off. I can't tell if it's because I have the matte blush on the brush before this and then going in with the glowy blush adds more color, but I definitely see like it deposits color, and I don't know whether you can see, but there is definitely that glow now that wasn't there before, and I actually really like it. The glow looks really healthy. It's like you've been in the sun at the beach the entire afternoon kind of look, and I'm not mad at it. But once again, I'm gonna go in with my powder brush with no extra powder. It's just like from whatever's left of the brush from when I set my face, and I'm just gonna go in and blend out the blush again because it is a little strong. For me, the blush is a little too strong in terms of color, so I'm just going to tone it down. Interesting. The thing about that glowy blush is that I'm going in and like blending out the color intensity, but I'm not losing too much of that glow. Like, you still see that glow on my cheeks from the glowy blush topper. And yeah, definitely highly recommend this Sunkissed Monochromatic Blush Duo from Focallure. It's only $8 so on Shopee, so definitely highly recommend. And the packaging feels so weighty. It's like that kind of like matte texture. If you've ever felt like NARS packaging, it kind of feels like that. It's really nice, and I think it's like a very light magnetic closure as well. There's no hinge right here on either side of the packaging. Let me just show you real quick. Yep, it's a magnetic closure. So yeah, for $8 and you get this kind of like quality, 100% recommend. Really recommend. So now that I finished talking about the Sunkissed Monochromatic Blush and I give like 2 thumbs up, it's really good, I also got freebies with my blush package from Focallure. I got their Blackhead Remover Pore Strip, though pore strips don't really work for me. And then I also got their Capsule Lipstick in the shade First Date. So this is what the packaging looks like. All the packaging is wrapped in plastic, and then it's the box. And for this capsule lipstick, it actually came in its own like plastic packaging in the box, and I just ripped it off. Let me just swatch it right here. Ooh. Yeah, it looks like watermelon red. Yeah, definitely like a watermelon red. Very bright, very blue based as well. Not exactly a true red. I don't mind this color, but I don't normally wear reds anymore because where do I wear red? So I only wear red to like special occasions, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna wipe off all of these swatches and then we're gonna come back to a Focallure eyeshadow palette. So I'll be right back. And I'm back. So the Focallure eyeshadow palette that I will be using today, I only have one Focallure eyeshadow palette, and that is the Endless Possibilities eyeshadow palette. This is what the inside looks like. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of like the very first Jaclyn Hill palette. And if you're a fan of Revolution Beauty, this also looks like the Patricia Bright collaboration eyeshadow palette as well. Though this is definitely the cheaper alternative. I'm sorry for my lighting, it's kind of like washing out the colors, but yeah, this is what the palette looks like. I've actually hesitated to use this palette because I have like a buttload of Revolution eyeshadow palettes that I'm in the midst of using, as well as a few like ColourPop and K-Beauty palettes as well. So I don't really like to just dabble everything, but since I'm doing a Focallure video today, why not try out this palette? So I usually don't use any eyeshadow primer because I'm a lazy person like that. And
I don't know what look I want to do today.
Because like I'm very neutral today. Don't mind this stain, I don't know where it came from. But yeah, I don't know what look I want to do today. Should I do red? Or should I do... I don't know. You know what, we'll see where we go with this. So I'ma just quickly get my brushes out. I think I'm going to take the color Hottie. So this color right here, Hottie, right above the black. This color on like my tapered like blending brush. This is from Makeup Revolution. It's from one of their like Christmas sets a couple years back. Ooh, that pigmentation though. You do get a little bit of kickback in the pan. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's pray this look works out. Why am I looking into my phone again? I have a mirror right here. Like, okay, let me just... Ooh, the color, even without an eyeshadow primer, I'm sorry that my window washes out the color, but it's actually really pigmented, and like I'm not even using a primer and it's blending really nicely. It's not patchy either. Starting like this makeup channel, I always never understood the concept of like patchy, but now that I have started makeup channel and I have like, you know, started doing kind of like makeup tutorials and wanting my makeup to look a lot more polished, I do see and notice patchiness that a lot of people are talking about, and this definitely does not have it. Like usually when you think of patchiness, you would see like little spots of eyeshadow where it's more pigmented in one area and then in other areas you see more of your natural skin color coming through. This, you don't really see it. Even on camera, you can't really see it. And in real life, you definitely don't see it. And it blends out really nicely. One thing I did not do, that if you notice, is that I didn't tap off my brush. I just went straight in. So don't do what I did, because now I have this bunch of color that I need to blend out. I'm just going all over my eye from outer to inner corner. That's kind of like the look I usually go for. And yes, I have a harsh line. So I went in with the color Hottie, and you can see that it doesn't really look the same. So this is the color that it looks like in real life, and on my eyes it looks a lot darker. So just be wary, it does come out a lot darker than you might think. Honestly, I never thought that I would do like a colorful look. The last time I did like colorful looks was like 2 years ago when I first started my IGTV series called K-pop aesthetic makeup. I should get back to doing that. I haven't been doing that yet. I really like that because fans come out with a lot of nice aesthetic boards, and I'm like really into it. Also, it was kind of like my way of being artistic, because I'm not very artistic at all, to be honest. Anyway, I'm done with the color Hottie. I'm actually now gonna take a smaller fluffy brush. This is like from a random store that I got off of Shopee, and I'm gonna be taking the color Panna Cotta, this peach right here, and like blending the edges of the color Hottie, because that is definitely like too harsh and I want to blend it out a little, make it a little softer. Yeah, that definitely softened things out, though I went a little too ham right there, but it's okay. We can take some loose translucent setting powder and just blend that in there to correct that mistake. If you can see that diffused look, because this eye does not have it and this eye is definitely diffused, so I'm gonna diffuse it on the other eye too, and we're going to figure out what else we're gonna do after that. Ooh, just to note, definitely please tap off your brushes, because I didn't. I forgot to tap off the Panna Cotta color from this brush, and like the pigmentation though is wow, deep wow. And I'm not even using like a eye primer because I'm a lazy person and I can't be bothered to prime my eyes. Obviously your eyeshadows would last a lot longer if you do, but I just never bothered to, and I don't really see that much of a difference when it comes to my eyeshadows lasting. If I'm being really honest, like yeah, they do fade, but nothing that the average person would care that much about, I would say. Unless you really want your look to stay vibrant, then yeah, I would say use an eyeshadow primer, but I don't really see the need for an eyeshadow primer unless you have issues with your eyeshadow lasting. That's all I would say. That's how the color looks like. Now what should I go in? I don't know what next should I do. Should I do a halo eye, or should I I'm not sure. I'm gonna be taking my Essence Smoky Eye brush, and I think I'm gonna go more the Korean route and like deepen the outer third and then bring it into like kind of like a winged liner kind of situation. I think I'm gonna do that, but I don't know what color I want to use it. Oh, I just realized something. This color right here, this gray, is called burgundy, but it's not a burgundy color. Interesting. Anyway, I think I'm gonna take the color Plum Baby right here. Do that whole like Korean style of deepening the outer third and then bringing it in as a winged liner. So lining like the top lash line. Oh, this is a really nice like purpley burgundy red that is definitely adding more so brightness and redness to the outer corner rather than deepness. I mean, yeah, it is a deep color, but on camera you definitely see that it looks a lot brighter than deeper, like deepening the outer corner. So I'm just gonna deepen the outer corner with this, and then going in with my first brush, the Revolution brush with the color Hottie. Just a little, tapping off the excess and just blending out the edge of Hottie and Plum Baby, because I see a really harsh line of where they meet, and I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit, and then that's it. I'm just gonna keep it to the outer third, I guess. I'm gonna go in with a different color, maybe this color called Choco Feast, and actually do that lining thing, because I don't really like that color of Plum Baby as a lining kind of thing, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna deepen the outer third with Plum Baby. Alright, so now we're done with Plum Baby. We're gonna go in with the same brush, this same smoky eyes brush, and I'm gonna take the color Cocoa Feast, which is this dark brown right here, and then deepen the outer corner as well as line my top lash line. Okay, look at that. I don't know whether you can see because my lighting tends to wash out, but that color though, woo! In real life, it's like super intense. So I would say be careful when you're using that dark brown. It is slightly a little patchy in the sense of like once you lay down the color, you have to like put in a little elbow grease to blend it out because it is a little patchy. So just a heads up for all of you. I'm just going to like smoke out Choco Feast shade halfway to my eye so it looks like kinda like a smoky there but not there winged liner kind of look, and that's how it looks like. As you can see, like this eye looks a little bit more like cat eye or like angled upwards compared to like this eye. I'm gonna do the same on the other eye with the shade Choco Feast right here. Now I'm gonna clean off the same smoky eye brush. So what I do when I clean off the brush is I just like run it along the edges of the palette to kind of like flick off the old shadow, and then I'm going back in with Plum Baby and like trying to re-intensify that reddy color. And there's a bug that's trying to get into my window. Why? That bug has been around for like a couple months and I don't know why it wants to come into my room. I'm just going to go over the area where I put Choco Feast and just trying to blend it in together so it's like that kind of like burgundy dark brown kind of color. Surprisingly, I don't have a lot of fallout underneath my eyes from the shadows. I mean, I did have a little bit right here, but nothing where you can definitely like see fallout from the shadows. But I would say, just to be safe, just tap off your brush. If you're like me and you're heavy-handed, so just tap off your brush. Alright, so we're done with the top lash line. What I'm gonna do now is pick a shimmer shade, and this color called Glam right underneath Plum Baby is like calling my name. So I'm gonna be using my ring finger. Clearly, I am unable to distinguish my middle finger from my ring finger. What is wrong with me? And this is what the color looks like. Ooh, yes. And then just, I like to start on the center of my eye, like a halo eye, even though the way I did my shadow is not really a halo eye, but I like to make it into kind of like a halo eye. So when I swipe it, I swipe most of the pigment on the lid first and then start blending it upwards. So like at the top, it looks like diffused and glittery. And then whatever's left on my finger, I blended it mostly inwards and then slightly outwards to blend into the darker shade, but mostly inwards and maintaining most of that pigment in the center so that like it's the most metallic in the center. So yeah, that's how I do my shimmer shades. Let me just repeat it on the other side. If I want it a little bit more glittery, I would just once again go in to the center first, deposit the color majority over there in the center, and then blend it inwards with whatever's left. That's how I do that whole like gradient kind of thing. And oh wow, that looks so good. Looks so good. So that's the look. I'm gonna be taking a different brush to highlight my inner corners. I'm taking this e.l.f. like mini concealer brush into the shade called Champagne right here, and just like highlight my inner corners as well. Yes, such a nice color, as well as my like lower inner 1/3 of my eye. It's not as bright as I want it to be because I like this like inner 1/3 to be really bright, but it's not really that bright, but it's okay. The shimmers from this Focallure palette remind me a lot of like the ColourPop Super Shock shadow kind of formula, in which like if you dip your finger or your brush in, it's kind of like a putty texture, but it's clearly a powder, but it's also like a kind of putty as well. So I'm taking that champagne color and highlighting my brow bone as well, just a little bit. And we're done with the eyeshadow look. I'm just going to quickly off camera do my lower lash line, eyeliner, mascara, false lashes, and then we'll be right back. And eyeliner, mascara, and lashes are on. That was a struggle to put on lashes, and I've never really had an issue with putting on eyeliner, but today I have many issues with putting on eyeliner. I don't know why. Maybe because as I've gotten older, my makeup skills have gotten like phew, gone. Like it's non-existent. Like I still can come up with like a really good makeup look, but like as compared to when I was like in high school in JC, like my makeup skills now look really bad. Like I don't know what is up with my makeup and my skin and like my skills. It's just like gone. Anyway, I have some coffee. I'm just gonna take a little sip of coffee right now because I'm stressed from the eyelash. Yes, I was stressed from putting on my false lashes. So I took a sip of coffee, and now that that's done, I don't know whether I wanna use the Capsule Lipstick from Focallure because I feel like this is not my shade or like not what I want to use, but we're just gonna do it and see how it goes. I'm gonna do like that Korean style thing of like putting it in the center first and then blending it out so that it fades out. By the way, I do have some like lip balm on, so in case I do want to take it off, it's gonna be a lot easier to take it off because I did not take off the lip balm. She's not that bad on camera. On camera it looks more wearable, but in real life it's a little much in real life, to be honest. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. The color. That's the completed look from Focallure using both the Focallure Sunkissed Monochromatic Blush Duo in Rose Flamingo and the Endless Possibilities palette. So I hope you guys like the look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down below if you guys want any other looks or like any other brands. Specifically, I'm thinking of doing like a Makeup Revolution one because I have a lot of Makeup Revolution makeup that is my favorite brand. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and that's it from me. No, I forgot. I almost forgot to do my outro before ending off this video. So for my outro today is going to be a song recommendation. If you guys notice, I don't know whether you noticed, but my room is now a different color. It is now like a mixture of blue. So this is sky blue color, and then it's a like dark forest turquoise green kind of color. And while painting my room, my sister, my brother and me were playing songs, or mostly just my sister and my brother. They were playing Japanese songs, either from like anime openings and endings, or like my sister played J-rock songs. And one of the songs that I came to really like was this song called Reset, and it's from this guy called Takichi something. I'll insert his name, the song name, as well as the album art somewhere on the screen. So the song is called Reset, and I was surprised by how much I liked the song. Once again, I really like punk rock, but that song is a lot more like slice of life, very felt like transitioning, kind of uplifting song. That's the vibe that I got from the song. And when I looked up the translation for Reset, the song is so like encouraging and uplifting. So basically the message of the song is that they wanted to reset their life. They weren't pursuing the interest or their true selves enough, so they were like, let me reset and let me try again and chase after the true version of me, go for the true version of me. And let me just tell you, 2020 has been such a tough time for me, like really tough time, tougher than I've ever had it in my entire life before. And the kind of person that I am right now, and the way I think about life, the way I see life, is a lot different than when I started 2020. And that song really was like very comforting to me. It gave me kind of like an encouragement about how I've changed and how I've decided to move forward with my life, even though I'm still struggling. But yeah, and I hope you guys like the song too. So that song is called Reset. And that's it for my video. Finally, I've done the outro, and if you guys have any suggestions on what video I should do, leave them down in the comment section below. I was thinking maybe I should do like a full face of Makeup Revolution, because I love Makeup Revolution. It's my favorite brand. And yeah, if you guys are interested in that or you have any other suggestions, leave them down in the comment section below. I hope you guys like the video. You know, subscribe, like, leave a comment, you know, all that typical YouTube things. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!